Hello and welcome to this video on importing contacts into MOBIT. There are a few things that I'll need to explain so that you can get the most out of this training. The first thing you'll need to know in importing contacts is knowing where to go to get to the importing function. Start with the main navigation and then contacts, and then you can hit the import contacts. But first, let's take a look at the contact record. In the contact record, you'll see that we have the primary fields, which include first name, last name, job title, mobile number, email address, opt-in status, the state, the city, and the country where they are, and if their mobile number is validated. Under here, you can see that we also could see their groups, tags, campaigns, SMS history, and so forth. Here, you'll see that there is a tab for custom fields if we want to add custom fields as well. For the purposes of this demonstration, we have no custom fields set up, but they will be by the end of the import. Now let's go back to the Manage Contact screen so we can click on the Import button. The easiest way to get there from here is to just click on this icon here. Now you can see that our Import Contact button is back. From here, there are many things that we could do. First, we could start off by downloading a sample CSV file for importing, so that way we can see the structure that it needs to be in. Let's take a quick look at that now. Here's the sample CSV file. You see it says first name, last name, and then several other fields. We'll take a look at these in a minute. Now, the first thing that we're asked is, when we do our import, do we want to apply a group or apply a tag? Well, let's talk about the differences between groups and tags. Groups and tags serve very similar functions in MOBIT. The reason that we have two things that perform a similar function is because we integrate with other systems that use tags as well. And sometimes there is a need to segment a group in MOBIT without triggering anything in the integrated software. So when it comes to segmenting contacts, people will often use groups. When it comes to triggering automation, people will often use tags. Let me give you a quick demonstration on how this works in MOBIT. First, I'm going to navigate to Contacts. Here, we can manage groups and manage tags. Let's make a group first. Here, I can add a group. You can see that we have none so far. So here's the group I've created. Now let's create a tag. I'll click the Add Tag button. One of the first things you'll notice that is a difference between groups and tags is that on a tag, I can add a category. Now we've created a group and a tag. Again, groups can be used for segmenting, while tags can be used to trigger automation. So let's see how tags can be used to trigger automation in ways that groups cannot. I'm going to navigate to the campaign builder. Here you'll see I have a sample campaign set up. Let's add our first new goal. I'm going to use the tag applied goal. So note that there is no group applied goal. There's only a tag applied goal. So what this says is that if the tag in sample category, sample tag A, is applied to a contact, then it will achieve this goal and start this campaign. Let's see another way that we can use tags to trigger automation. Here you can see that I've set up a plain text SMS to go out to the contact, but I only want this SMS to go out if the contact has a specific tag. So I can add a rule. In this case, I only want this to go out if the contact has a very specific tag. Note that there's no group in here. So I could choose any tag that I might have. And now I'll save this rule. So we can trigger a campaign to start with a tag, and then we can also create rules to say only send an SMS when someone has a specific tag. These are things specifically designed to trigger automation, where again, groups are designed for segmentation. Let's go back to the import screen. Let's go ahead and apply sample group A and sample tag A to all of these contacts that we're about to import. Now, let's browse for the file that we want to import. Once I find the file that I'm looking for, I select it and click Open. Some things to keep in mind is that the file must be in CSV format, and you can only have one valid phone number per row. Files must be 10 will be removed automatically, and you need to have a consistent separator for any tags or groups that you want to import. Let's take a look at the CSV file again so we can explain this better. On the CSV file, I have groups that I want to import and tags that I want to import. In this case, everyone is going to get group 1, group 2, and then each individual person will have their own group. So there's group 3, 6, 4, 7, 9. The same is true with tags. Everyone will get tag 1 and tag 2. Then everyone will have an individual tag as tag 3, 6, 4, 7, and 9. If you look in here, you'll see that the groups are separated by colons. Same as with the tags. These need to be consistent. Let's go back to MOBIT and set this up correctly. Here, we'll need to go ahead and put a colon. Now it knows that the groups and tags will be separated by a colon. If we're going to be updating existing contact records, then we would check this box. In such cases, you cannot have a mixed CSV file with new contacts and existing contacts. You need to do those separately. In this case, we'll be doing brand new contacts, so we don't have to worry about this. Let's go ahead and hit next. We'll be going through a series of field mapping choices. The first one is for tags and groups. Tags and groups from. So for groups, we've labeled that import groups. And for tags, we labeled it import tags. Let's click next. Now we're going to go through our primary fields. You can see that first name, last name are automatically matched. Job title is not. Again, let's take a look at our CSV file. There is no column called job title, but there is one called position. So let's map job title to position. You'll also note that we did not import city in our CSV file either. And that's okay. Let's choose next. On the custom fields page, you can go ahead and create new custom fields. We'll call this one sports team. And we'll make it a text field. As you can see, we have many options. And then we'll hit next. Now we can see a sample of the contacts that we've imported. Let's go ahead and hit next. Now it's asking if we're planning on sending SMSs to these people, and if so, we need to click yes and then answer the following questions. How did we obtain this list, and how often do we plan on sending them SMS messages is part of what we're asking here. Put in any information that you think is relevant to our compliance team. Then, be sure to read our pages on the legislation and the privacy policies, check the boxes, and hit next. If you like, you can be notified via SMS or email when the import is done. Then click Save. After a few minutes, you'll see all of your contacts. The more contacts you have, obviously, the longer it'll take. If we click on one, we'll be able to see all the details that we've imported. First name, last name, job title, phone number, state. Now let's take a look at our custom fields. We've got the two custom fields that we've created as well. If we scroll down, we'll also see the groups that they're part of. Sample group A, which we applied at the beginning of the import. Groups 1 and 2, which were in the CSV file, and then group 3, which each individual person had their own group number. You'll see the same is true for tags. We've got sample tag A, which we applied at the very beginning of the import, tags 1 and 2, which were in the CSV file, and then tag 3, which was also in the CSV file, but specific for each individual contact. Alright, and that's it for importing contacts through MOBIT.